Hey, it's Frank here with 4D Honeybee, and inspecting another one of my suspected troubled hives. Now, this was a nuke that I installed in late June, and I inspected it, well, probably about 3 weeks after, and already saw that there was sign of no queen. I inspected it 3 weeks later, maybe 2 weeks later, and sure enough confirmed that there was no queen. So I'm going to have a look at it now. It's August 29th. It's an overcast day, so the bees are getting ornery. I just don't expect there to be that many bees in this box. So I'm going to go ahead with the inspection anyway. And then I have a decision to make. I've got two other hives that were split hives. One is queenless, and I'm going to combine that with the other split hive, which does have a viable queen in it. But if this hive is queenless, I really don't know what to do with it. So there's a good number of bees in there. Very light colored bees. I always say this when I open up this hive. They are so light yellow. It's crazy. So that's my dilemma. I just don't know what to do with this hive if it's queenless, right? Do I combine it with the other combine and do like a 3-hive combine into one? Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe combining 3 hives makes it less likely that that the combine will take. I don't know. It's my 3rd year of beekeeping. It's only the 2nd year though that I have, well, it's really the first time that I've overwintered bees successfully. So I've gone from 2 hives to 3 to 7 right now. And so some of this is new ground as far as determining, you know, having such a variance in how your hives are doing. Some of them are doing great. So that's why I call one hive my gangbusters hive. Some of them are doing poorly. Some of them were doing great and now we're doing poorly. Some of them were doing poorly and are now doing great. So there you go. And you get that if you're new to beekeeping or you're considering beekeeping, expect the unexpected. Read, research, talk as much as possible, and then you you can pretty much throw it all out the window. Well, you don't throw it all out the window, but they just don't follow the playbook. Which is too bad, because bees are supposed to be really smart. I mean, there's a good number of bees in this hive. I like what I'm seeing so far. There's bees across all 10 frames. So, you know, maybe this hive is not queenless. If anything, if this were earlier in the summer, I'd be considering putting a second brood box on here. Now the queen, if there is a queen in here, will start slowing down her laying, and they'll start getting rid of drones. So they'll make room for themselves. If I do find a queen laying in here, then I don't touch this box. It's in great shape. If I don't, well, then I've got some decisions to make. So let's see which way it's going to go. Okay, so there's absolutely nothing going on that side, but on this side, it's just full of honey. So I'm going to turn this frame around. When I put it back in, I'll turn this frame around so that hopefully they start working on the inside of the frame. And again, I'm not so much looking for a queen right now. Frankly, I'm not that good at spotting her anyway. But we need to see sign of a queen, right? If we can find eggs and larvae, then this hive might be in business. And you know what? As I'm looking at it more and more, I'm thinking maybe there is a queen in here because there's a lot of bees in here. I don't think there were this many bees the last time I looked at this hive, but I could be wrong. It could be that bees that were in here before hatched out, and that's why we've got all the bees. Okay, now we've got a nice little mountain of brood here. See, they're just starting to cap it. And as we go outside, we go from cap brood to larva to eggs. So something is laying in here. And now, of course, I go from saying finding the queen isn't important to really wanting to find a queen in here. Because if that's a laying worker, well, it looks like they're not capping drone comb. They're capping worker bees. So it's a very positive, you know, initial part of the inspection to indicate that there is a viable queen in here. There are eggs in here, most definitely. And again, this capped brood right there is not drone, right? It looks like worker brood, so that's a very good sign. Very good sign. Still early, but I like that sign. You know what? I think in August, particularly from middle August to end of August, I really don't do all that much to or for the bees. And part of it is just my natural schedule. I can't spend much time with the bees in August. Part of it, though, is that it seems that, and this is just my opinion as far as beekeeping, most of your work is done from May till early August, right? By the time you get into August, I'm more inclined to the philosophy of, let's let these bees do what they're going to do. So it was, I think, 3 weeks ago that I thought this hive was queenless, and maybe it was, maybe it is, but all I decided to do at that time was nothing. And look at this, my goodness. Does that look like a queenless hive to you? I don't think so. So there you go. That's a perfect example where the right decision in this case, there's the queen. Look at her, she's a beauty. Look at her heading towards the bottom of the frame there. Oh my God, she's wonderful. Excuse my language. Wow. Any questions as to whether there's a viable queen here? There she goes to the other side. Wow. What a beauty. So, what do you think? Do you think this hive is viable? I mean, that's crazy. I just want to find her again. Just getting stung in the back because I've sweat through my jacket. Let's see where the queen is here. There she is. Right there near the middle. So I'm just going to set her in, close up this box, and just let her continue to work. She is just doing amazingly. I'm going to give her a little bit of pollen, and then this inspection is done. What a great, great sign. I'm going to give her a full pollen patty here, because she's got a lot of brood still to lay out. And really there's just one frame in this hive that isn't completely drawn out. And it's 50% drawn out. It's this one on the end here. So success on this hive. The hive that I thought was queenless, that really didn't have any sign of a right laying queen, and then maybe they just made their own queen. Maybe they just swarmed. But that's a perfect example where at least this time, at least in this case, the right call, the right decision was not to make a decision. Just let them go. Sometimes you just need to do that, especially in middle August. Depending on your climate, we've had an incredibly warm summer here in Ontario and Toronto. And there's no signs of it abating anytime soon. So we're into August with some really warm temperatures, and there's no sign of these bees slowing down at all. The queens are still laying like crazy. And last year, I didn't have as strong a hive last year, but last year the queens laid until October at least. So anyway, we leave this hive. It's in great shape, setting up really nicely for a single brood box hive, which I wanted to experiment with, not just for overwintering, but I wanted to have at least one hive that I only do as a single brood box, because I do all these doubles and I hear a lot of people saying that single is a lot easier and a lot more efficient. So for now, very successful, very glad that this nuke hive, both my nuke hives are thriving quite nicely on 4D honeybee.